So here we go then, folks. After my tactical ineptness turned a 1-goal lead into a 2-1 defeat against Nordsjælland in the last episode, we're looking at the final 3 episodes of Sub-Zero Hero. But what a 3 games they could contain. We're going to welcome AC Milan and Manchester United to Norway to play in the Champions League. And we've got the treat of a Norwegian Cup final on the horizon as well. If there's to be any chance of the miracle, I think it has to come today at home against AC Milan. So since the Nordsjælland defeat, we've rounded off our league campaign with our last 3 league fixtures. We won 2 of them, including a victory over second-placed Rosenborg, and we finished the season with a 2-0 defeat against Molde, although we were playing a completely rotated team to keep people fresh for the Milan game tonight. It means that we've ended up winning the league by 16 clear points, a pretty healthy margin. The disappointment was that Sandefjord finished bottom of the table because, with about 10 games to go of their season, they appointed a new manager, and it was our under-19s assistant manager, Andre Gerser. So we've had our first Sub-Zero hero that's come through our youth academy, played for the club, and has now gone on to manage a team as well. He's going to have to try and get them promoted back to the top flight next campaign, but great to see some of our former heroes make their way into the managerial arena. But back to our own squad, and in the last few games, we've been picking a few players who look like going on to become Sub-Zero heroes in the future. So over the last couple of months, we've called up a few more of our youngsters to train with the first team squad, and a couple of them have got some game time as well. A player who hasn't made a start yet is Ruben Bakken. He came through in the last youth intake. If he can get a bit quicker and a bit stronger, you never know. Next season could be a season where he gets a little bit of game time. He's got a good personality. He was nowhere when he came through the last youth intake, but he's trained incredibly well. His pathway to the first team is blocked by another youngster in Vegard Jørgensen, who's only 17 himself. And you've got to remember that Ting was only a teen when we sold him. So that's 3 good right-backs we've produced over the last few seasons. A player who has got a bit of first team action is Carlos Gomez. Some decent mentals, some good technical attributes. Maybe physically he's left a little bit wanting, but he's made a couple of appearances. But perhaps the player that we have the highest hopes for is Omar Tahir, who has already been capped alongside Asad Jawad for the Iraqi national team. Is going to be a centre half. Again, not the quickest or the strongest, but those attributes could develop further. And mentally, he looks like a decent player. The other bit of news to bring you up to date with is that we've made another signing. Espen Larsen Pleam has come in for just over £4 million. So he is going to be a permanent returnee to the Arctic Circle. And we're going to need this young man to perform for us tonight as well. So I spent far more time than I really should umming and ahhing about the tactical system to take into tonight's game against Milan. The 4-4-2 was there, the 4-4-1-1. Played pretty well out in the San Siro. In the end, I've plumped for a 4-3-3. Let me explain the thinking behind it, so when it goes catastrophically wrong, I can't at least be accused of there not being any thinking behind it. I think Milan are going to play a 4-2-3-1. They're going to have numbers in midfield. The scouts say they're going to be playing a tiki-taka approach and trying to control the play. We are going to match that up by having 3 men in the midfield, and 2 of them are going to be playmakers. And here is the thinking. We're going to keep to standard lines to try and leave space in behind their defence, and we're going to try and counter-attack on them. We're not going to counter-press them so that we're constantly caught out of shape, but when we get the ball, we are going to try and launch very quick counter-attacks. To make them quick, we're playing with a higher tempo and we're passing into space, although we're not going to just be launching the ball from our own back line, hopefully, because we're going to play the ball out of defence, and our keeper is instructed to give it to the defenders. What we're going to try and do is use a brace of playmakers to sit in the midfield, one of them playing very defensively in front of our back four, the other having a little bit more license to play a little bit further forward, but still holding his position. And they are going to try and hit 5 players on the counter. We're going to have Jurgensen marauding up from right wing back. We're going to have Larsen Pleem joining Pettersson in the attack. And we're going to have Skogvang Pedersen as a left winger hitting the box a little bit later. We're going to have Ola Christian Bratton as a box-to-box midfielder. And we're really hoping that these 2 players are going to be pinging balls out wide, pinging balls over the top, pinging balls out to the wing, and that on the counter we can perform miracles. The chances of it happening, I realise, are slim, but if a miracle is going to happen, I think it has to happen tonight, because I don't see it happening against Manchester United in the final game of the group stages. You never know. Sometimes results occur that shock European football. Let's get out there and see if we can produce one of them. Okay, the teams are arriving out. Milan have indeed gone with a 4-2-3-1. We've got our 4-3-3. This is a long shot. Let's see how our boys can get on. We're into the highlights early. Milan have sent a ball behind our defence. Bratton sweeping up. And we are underway. A minute is on the clock and Milan have the ball. And I fear a couple of goals for them early. And it's all over for us. But if we could hang on to 0-0 for half an hour till half time, well, you never know. Hopes of the miracle might just be on. We're looking for our players to try and rob the ball in those midfield positions, and Bratton didn't do it. And Milan, you can see their approach to the game. It's very slow, it's very precise, and it's all about keeping possession of the ball. They've got in round the sides of us. McCarthy, Alexandra, they're linking up over on the right. We can't get anywhere near them. And we've required Monnier to make a smart stop for us to keep us at 0-0. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock now. We're back into the highlights once more. And no surprise, it's for Milan. They've made a pretty determined start to this game. Maybe a 4-3-3 isn't cautious enough to play against them. They're coming down our right-hand side again. They're just toying with us. They're nodding balls back outside the box and picking them up. We've got a good shape to us, but down the right-hand side, they just keep on getting in. And 5 minutes, 6 minutes is all it has taken for them to take the lead. And I feel like the wheels are coming off our European campaign. I expected the games against Milan and Manchester United to be tough, but when we got that comprehensive 3-0 victory at home against Nordsjælland, I did think we'd be able to do the double against them. But that late heartbreak has really made us look like the 4th ranked team in this group. We've not mustered a shot. Milan have got a corner. They've got a second goal, and those 2 early goals that I feared have been scored against us. And you know what? I think with 13 minutes on the clock, the tactical gamble has unravelled. We've looked poor from the start. I think it's time to go and change things up, because they've already had 4 shots, 4 on target, and we have not turned up. So what a disaster this has been. We're back to the 4-4-2. Maybe we should have started in this shape. Maybe we should have started 4-4-1-1. We've hit the bar against them as we try and make some kind of attempt to get ourselves back into the game. We've picked the ball back up again. We're playing higher lines now. We're playing a 2-man front line. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down swinging. But I'm pretty sure down is where we are going to end up. We've got the ball again. We haven't. Skogvang Pedersen couldn't win it. And this player, Erdan, is doing all of the damage down the right-hand side. He's cutting infield now. He's going to get a shot off. We've managed to win it back. Here's Sturvold. He's gone over the top. Larsen Pleem is in. And he's hit a post and he's fired home the rebound. And everybody collectively now is saying, why didn't you start with the 4-4-2 when you needed a result? Well, we've switched to it. And maybe this is nothing more than a consolation even this early into the game. But Larsen Pleem has hit the post. Took him 3 attempts. But he's finally got another goal in Europe, the man that loves the European occasions when it suits him. Either that or he's going to pull a 6.2. But tonight he's in the mood. And we look to build again. What are we now? 18 minutes into the game. Tromsdalen ambles back and plays it down the flank to Jurgensen. Are we going to get ourselves another chance? Because this time, Chrissy Petz is in. And he has blasted us level. So you give the 4-4-2 3 minutes. And it brings you from 2-0 down back to 2-2 against one of the biggest clubs in world football. Well, this is exactly what I was hoping the 4-3-3 would do. Those balls from deep over the top to an onrushing striker. And you know what? I still think we're going to lose this game, but at least we've made it entertaining, haven't we? And we're into the highlights again. We're not even at the 20-minute mark. And we're looking to build once more. We've robbed the ball. Sturvold now. Pettersson back to Sturvold. He's got an overlapping fullback. He's not used him. Larsen Pleam has had a great opportunity to make it 3-2. I think, can we get to half time with the result as it is? I'm almost tempted to throw out a praise shout, but never sure what praise will end up doing. I think we have made it to the break. We're poised at 2-2. The boys did not do a lot since scoring that second goal. But in fairness, neither have Milan since scoring theirs. It's time to go and choose an appropriate team talk, have a little look at the fitness, and come back out and see whether a miracle can be achieved. Okay, we're back underway. Despite being rested in the last game, Sturvold is the player that looks like he's struggling the most. Maybe the judge as a conventional right winger might be the change. Skogvang Pedersen also looks like he's struggling for fitness, and we are struggling for highlights. 62 minutes on the clock. I think we need to make a change. Okay, Skogvang Pedersen has gone off. We've switched Sturvold over to the left wing, and the judge is on over on the right. That was a ball that we could not really afford to lose out on. And we've got a highlight, and it's going to be one for Milan. We've got the ball back, though. Bratton's done some valuable work in the centre of the park. Jaward's got the ball at the back. We are playing pretty patiently. Now we've gone over the top. We were looking to release Larsen Pleam. He can't get on the ball. He's had another go at launching it forward. Maybe we were a little bit too eager to go long that time. And we've lost the ball in the midfield. And Greco, fresh from his stint playing Beppe in EastEnders, has got the ball through. And that's a little warning that we are playing AC Milan. And they are a very, very good side. We've got 25 minutes to try and find a third goal. Finding 2 goals against AC Milan was hard enough. We've got one more to go. Sturvold has not been playing well, by the way. He's probably going to be our next change. We don't have a natural left winger on the bench, and we might have to fashion something creative. Oh, and Trond Agner Bratton has nodded over from the corner. And we're now looking at, what, just over 15 minutes left. Sturvold's got to come off. What's coming on to replace him? I'm not entirely sure. Kirkvold is looking like he's struggling as well. 2 changes to make. 1 goal to find. Okay, we're back in. The shape stayed the same. The roles have changed a little bit. Berntson's on as the left-hand wide midfielder. Runnigan's come in as an attacking playmaker rather than as a deep-lying one, but it's not forcing any highlights. Okay, we're just a couple of minutes left. We've had to change the shape a little bit because of a lack of a left winger. We've gone to a 4-3-1-2. If it could steal us a goal now, you never know. One of the most unlikeliest European stories could continue. But we need to find a goal from somewhere. We've got Reinholdsson playing behind Larsen Pleam and Christian Pettersson. We've got Runnigan in a midfield 3 with Berntsen and Kirkvold. We've got, 45 seconds left, and we're looking for a goal out of nowhere. We've got Jaward. He's got it to Kirkvold. They're playing it between the two. It's gone into the wide pocket. We've got Jurgensen. He's free. Oh, he's tackled not once, but twice. And now we're deep into added on time. We've got 3 to go. Jurgensen, just get a ball into the box, son. Now he has. It's been scrambled clear. And now we've got a minute left. We're going to go for very attacking. A point, technically, I think we'll take it to the final match day where we're playing Man United. But Pettersson's in. And it is onside. And we created the chance that we wanted. It probably fell to the man that you would have wanted. And he has missed a glorious opportunity. Fine margins. If he'd have tucked that away, we'd have had a game against Manchester United where we could have been qualifying for further European football. But he couldn't take his chance, and now we're up to the 4 minutes of added on time, and the referee has blown his whistle. And if Christian Pettersson was a year older, would he have had greater composure and been able to tuck that chance away? Look at the XG. After the early start, Milan offered very, very little. After getting back into the game, you have to say, we didn't do much until that chance right at the end. Let's see how it leaves the group. Not pretty, I would imagine. We're bottom. We will have to do something against Manchester United at home in the final match day. That would perhaps be the ultimate miracle. Do we go with the 4-4-2, having seen what it could do to AC Milan after we were 2-0 down? Whatever we do, I think it's safe to say it will not involve a 4-3-3 and two deep-lying playmakers. When you come back, we're going to be finishing our domestic campaign with a cup final. Can we see our boys lift one last trophy? 2 episodes time, can we beat Man United and maybe take Sub-Zero Hero into overtime?